Hi everybody, welcome to episode number 8, series number 2 of Tunes from the Shop with Skip. Today is Monday, February the 22nd. I'd like to talk with you a little bit today about an event that actually is not taking place, quite sadly. That event is called the Basel Fasnacht. What is the Basel Fasnacht? Well, the Basel Fasnacht is an amazing street carnival that takes place in Basel, Switzerland. There are various Fasnacht celebrations throughout Switzerland and throughout Europe. It basically marks the end of winter, the beginning of spring. There are a lot of old pagan types of festivals where people would make a lot of drums, make a lot of noise to drive winter away and welcome spring in, the beginning of the planting season, basically. Now, just to tell you a little bit about what happens in the Fasnacht, it's very, very complex, surprisingly, from a Swiss event. There's a lot of different moving parts to this, so I'll just break it down a little bit for you and let you know. First, there are a couple of main types of music that happen during the Fasnacht. There are very famously in Basel the piccolo und Trommlerklicke. These are the piccolo and drum, kind of the Swiss equivalent of our New England fife and drum, or the fife and drum music you hear throughout Great Britain and Ireland. They play a simple system piccolo, this being one of them, built by Musik Oesch in Basel. 6 tone holes, 6 side keys, so it's a fully chromatic instrument over 3 octaves. Basically a smaller version of the Irish flute that you have seen me play so many times in these videos. The drummers play rope tension field drums, much like the drums that are played in American fife and drum music. These groups march, as I say, in what are called cliques. The clique has a Vortrab, that's what we would call a color guard, people who carry these various amazing handmade lanterns. There are people who hand out what are called Zeteli, which is a lyrical poem that describes what each group has called their sujet, their subject for this year's Fasnacht. Many things are viciously lampooned. During the cartoon, basically nothing is off limits. There are often references to whoever the American president happens to be at the time, political officials in Switzerland, religious officials, just whatever you want to take a shot at, you take a shot at. The other main musical group that you hear during Fasnacht are what's called Gucke music. These are marching brass bands. Another form of music that takes place are what are called the Schnitzelbank. Schnitzelbank are, I guess you could kind of say, cabaret performers. Also who write the Schnitzelbank, each one has kind of a very short 8-bar, 16-bar tune that is identified with them. They create a series of mini-songs, also lampooning whatever the Schnitzelbank would like to lampoon. There's often an illustrator, an artist that appears with them with large paintings describing what the particular Schnitzelbank is about. Those take place inside in the various pubs and clubs inside of Basel. That's going on during Carnival. And everybody, from Gucke music to Piccolo Trommlerklicke, the Schnitzelbank, are all in pretty amazing costumes. So it's kind of an anonymous festival. You're not really supposed to know who any of the participants are. This festival would have begun, as I say, today. Today is the first Monday after Ash Wednesday. So this carnival actually takes place during the Christian Lent season. It begins at 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday with something called the Morgenstreich. At 4 o'clock, all of these fife and drum clique, for Morgenstreich, it's only the fife and drum groups. The Gucke music do not take part in the Morgenstreich. So everyone is in costume, everyone is in their various positions along the parade route. All of the lights go out at the strike of 4. All of the clique, they have these huge head masks, full head masks called larva. There's a special one for the Morgenstreich that has a light on top. So all of the lanterns are lit. These Kopflanternli are lit. And all of the groups play a tune called the Morgenstreich. Now there are thousands and thousands and thousands of musicians in the street. So it is just an amazing thing to either witness or take part in. I've played a few times in the Basel Fasnacht in the past. I do not consider myself a Basel piccolo player. This is a Basel piccolo. This one built by the mym Rhy in Basel, the most famous of all of the Basel piccolo makers. As you see, it has 6 open tone holes. It has 6 keys. It's basically 2 octaves higher than the Irish flute that you've seen me play in so many of these videos. So each group plays the Morgenstreich. After that, they start playing whatever they want. There are a couple of, there's an assigned parade route that all of the groups follow, and then after that, they go wherever they want in downtown Basel. So it is chaos. Clique coming all over from side streets, up hills, down hills. It is pretty cool. Along with all of these musical components, there are people called Wackis. And the Wackis have Wackiswarle. Now, Basel is located where Germany, France, and Switzerland all intersect. And these Wackis are a bit of a parody, to say, of the Alsatian farmers who used to bring their farm goods into Marktplatz, the market square in the middle of downtown Basel, and sell their fresh fruits and vegetables. These Wackis characters all wear a long blue tunic with white pants and huge wooden clogs. And their job is basically to create mayhem. They throw different kind of, quite often, oranges, blood oranges, a lot of candy, and metric tons of confetti. Now, in speaking with friends of mine who are Fasnacht historians, here's a little trivia for you. People who actually have studied back in history the origins and traditions of Fasnacht. Some of them, not all, but some of them claim that confetti, little colorful pieces of paper, we all know what confetti is, actually originates from Basel. And the reason for this is, in the very early carnivals, people would hand out pieces of candy, much like the Wackis do now, throwing commercially made candy. But earlier, people handed out these little pieces of candy, which in Italian are called confetti. At one time, this practice was banned for health reasons. So the clique then started to throw out, they cut up and threw out very colorful little pieces of confetti, which in Basel are called Rappli. Now, something else about Rappli, you can buy them in most stores in Switzerland, especially in Basel. They're very, very colorful, but there's only one color of Rappli that all the colors are individually sold. And the reason for that is that people could not then scoop up all the used Rappli, which are then mixed into all different colors, and resell that. So there's a health reason behind it. Monday is the first day of the carnival. As I say, it starts at 4 o'clock in the morning with this one formal parade, and then after that, people are going helter-skelter all through the town. Most of the large clique actually hand out lists of where they're going to be, because, you know, this is a very thirsty business, this Fasnacht thing, and people need to wet the throat once in a while. So they usually end up going from one restaurant to another restaurant to another restaurant, a little bit of white wine, a little bit of Maulsuppe, flour soup, Fasnachtkirchli These little breads that are baked. The clique will have meals in restaurants that they've arranged with ahead of time. So it's highly organized mayhem. Tuesday is Kinderfastnacht. That's when all the different Kinderklieke come out, the children's groups. That's a big Gucke music day. Tuesday night is the big Gucke music concert. And everything wraps up at 4 o'clock. Then there's all day Wednesday, and everything wraps up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. And the amazing thing is, by start of business, 7 o'clock Thursday morning, the whole town is completely cleaned again. You will find some Rappli still in the street, but you almost have to look for it. And there are piles, yay deep, of this stuff during the carnival. There's more Rappli used, more confetti used in the Basel Fasnacht than at any other festival in the world. So, that's a little bit about Basel Fasnacht, more than you ever needed to know about Basel Fasnacht. I'm going to play for you today a famous tune, famous march from the Basel Fasnacht. As I say, I don't consider myself a piccolo player, so I am not going to torture you with a poor rendition of this tune, poorly played on a Basel piccolo. I am instead going to torture you with a poorly played version on the American fife. This is a tune that was written by a man called Karl Roth. I'm not exactly sure of the date when it was written. One of the most famous marches in the Basel Fasnacht tradition, called the Basel mym Rhy. Some people think, English speakers think that means Basel on the Rhine. No. It actually means Basel on my Rhine. Move back a little bit because this is going to get a little loud, so you may want to adjust your volume. Basel, mym Rhy. I hope I got it right. There's a lot of parts to it. There's a good possibility that I left a little bit of it out. If I did, I do apologize. But to all of my friends in Basel, es tut mir leid, gibt's keine Fasnacht, aber dumme Hebe. That is the Swiss version of crossing your fingers. Nächstes Jahr, 2021, geht's weiter. Eine schöne Basel Fasnacht. As always, everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of those you love, wear your mask, double mask if it's advised in your area. See you again soon for some more tunes from the chop. Tchuusss zusammen!